Hopefully this works. We have 20 minutes. I hope you can get this done. And I can hear the sound too. So hopefully. So I'm just gonna mute this. And yeah, let's begin. All right, everyone. Welcome to another live stream. Today, this is going to be my season review of Survivor 45. Yay! I'm doing this. Yay! We got a video this week. I know I haven't been really keeping up with videos, and you know what? I think I'm just gonna. I'm not even unsure what I'm going to do with this channel. To be honest, I probably will continue it. We'll see. Most of it will probably just be live stream. But either way, let's talk about Survivor 45. So, I literally rushed the thumbnail in like the last 10 minutes. So, less than 10 minutes. Like, I was like, searching up this, searching up that. Okay. Anyway, so Survivor 45. I like this season, and I know a lot of people are saying that this is probably the best new season of the new era, and I kind of agree with that. I like this season. I really do. Like this cast, I was pretty okay. I liked a good majority of this cast, or a good chunk of it, not a whole bunch, but yeah. And I do like what this season has been doing. I like the return of the Be Aware advantage is interesting. And we have the first returning player of the new era, Bruce, on the season, in which he was just terrible. He's not a great player at all. But, yeah. I'm going to try and figure out how to do this year. Because I have a stream that's going to be starting, like, very, 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 very soon. And I'm going to try and keep that on. Well, this sits in another place. So hopefully this works. We'll see. I have a Twitch stream that's starting soon. But here we go. All right. So this season, I like this season. I really do. Let's just run through some of the characters, to be honest. This tier. So starting off with Emily, she was like the best character of the season, and was my favorite person on the season, and that was I liked it. I liked her so much. I liked her story arc, her calling out Bruce on the barge, during the marooning is fantastic. One thing I didn't like about the season though. 2 quits, Hannah and Sean, and no, I think Hannah's is more warranted. She fully admitted that she's quitting, and she's not best suited for the game of Survivor. So, and I respect her for that. Sean, on the other hand, he quit because he realized his family was more important. I think sure, fine, but come on, 2 quits in the season. That is, I think they need to do. Survivor production needs to do better on casting. And I never even saw the Sean quit coming, and I was really disappointed in him when he announced he was quitting. And you could tell he basically gave up. Now, let's run through some. There are some pretty interesting characters in this season that I think we should just run through. Let's just run through the cast, and I'll give you my opinions on them. I know I already went through Emily, but let's just probably go through it again. Starting off with Hannah. Like I said, she was fine. She realized she can't do it. She was gonna quit, and you know what? Emily was so blunt during that first round that she knew she was probably going to go home, and she got saved by Hannah quitting, which is kind of came out of left field, I'm going to be honest. But to me, she was fine. I was fine with her quitting. But at least I respect her for making that decision because she knew she couldn't do it. She knew. Next up, Brandon, and come on, probably one of the worst challenge competitors of all time, and they just needed to get him out of there because he sucked at challenges. He really did. He flunked up literally every single challenge possible. Like he didn't like he didn't do it at all. He sucked. So they obviously needed to get him out. He's a massive liability, and I totally see why they did get him out when they did. Sabaya, I love the episode where she went home because her using the idol, trying to burn, using the candle, because like there's an idol with a candle inside a candle. They need to burn away the candle to get the idol. She went home she risked her vote, and she ended up going home. That was fun. That was a great episode. And then next up we got Sean. Come on. I should also mention there was a swap this season. There's a tribe swap. Yay! We don't really see those. But Sean, come on, he could. Now I will say, like, I liked him going into the season. I really did. And like over the first 3 episodes and up to the point where he announced he was quitting, I liked him. I really did, and I didn't want him to go home. It's partially because of Bryce Littman, because he's like Sean Edwards' biggest fan, or whatever. He has a fan account for Sean Edwards, and then he literally, I swear, like he probably just, I wonder what he did afterwards, but we'll see. Next we have Brandon Mayer, or Brando, because 2 Brandons on the season, and Brando, he was nowhere on the season. Apparently he got, supposedly, I didn't know this until like I watched the Meridian review, season 45 review that TMR did, and apparently he got an advantage up the swap that would allow him to switch 2 people around, which is something Survivor New Mexico did. I saw in Survivor New Mexico, season 3. And he didn't use it, and production just took it away from him. And yeah. Next up, J Maya. She was barely on the show. Barely on the show. Like, at all. Sifu! Come on. He's such a wacky character, though. Sifu is such a wacky character. It's kind of funny to see him on the season. Next up, we got Caleb. I should mention we had the first successful Shot in the Dark play. Caleb played it, and that's when Jay went home. And like everyone voted for him except for himself, obviously. Except for there was a revote, and then everyone voted for Jay. Yeah, and then Sifu after that. They did the split tribal twist again, and they did a quiz where the tribe that lost first, with person who went home at the first tribal wouldn't be on the jury, but the person who went home at the second tribal would. So we did see Sifu went home. He didn't make the jury. I was totally fine with that. He was interesting. Yeah. Caleb, let's talk about Caleb. He was a Canadian. I liked him on the season. I really wanted him to do well, and thank goodness he made the merge or the jury. Like he made the jury. He made the jury, and thank goodness, because it would have contradicted an essay I wrote for a class a couple months ago. I literally mentioned Caleb in in an essay, along with all the other Survivor Canadians on Survivor. Let's talk about Kelly, which that was her blindside, massive blindside, and she obviously didn't see it coming. Kendra, let's talk about that. Kendra, she was fine. Kendra was fine, and apparently, like it was kind, like apparent, like she So Jeff Probst came out and said this on the season. Kendra found apparently there's a twist where Kendra went to the Lulu's camp during the first round, and she would have spent the whole afternoon there, and she would get to vote at tribal. That didn't happen because Hannah quit, so it kind of contradicted. So it wasn't even on the show. Wasn't on the show at all. So yeah, again, that definitely did when Jeff Probst came out and said that. It definitely makes me say, yeah, he's definitely not that. Yeah, she's definitely not winning. All right, next up, let's talk about Bruce. She was on 44. Got medevaced right off the bat. I don't like Bruce. I think he's just kind of a wacky character. I honestly thought he was going to be this heroic hero type player. No, he's not. He's kind of dumb, honestly. And like, obviously, he literally needed to win there's a mini challenge. Otherwise, he was gonna have to play his idol, and then he would go home. And you know what? The ground he went home, he had the idol in his pocket, and he didn't play it, which is the dumbest thing. Obviously, let's talk about Emily. I guess she's the one who made that move, convincing Bruce that he didn't have to play the idol, even though she lost out at the marooning. But yeah, that's the thing. But he believed her, and Bruce went home. And honestly, I was just hoping Bruce to go home, so I was so happy when he did. And let's talk about Emily. Emily, come on, like she's the best character of the season, and probably the main character of the season. And I think like I would want her back. And I honestly, I hope she's on 50. I really do. She's a fantastic character. In her voting confessional at the end, where she's like and she's wrote his name down, and she's like I swear, if you spend one penny on that boy, she'll fly to Miami and take the $1 million from her. That's funny, so funny. Next up, Drew. I was fine when he went home. I really was. I liked him on the season. I really did. But I was totally fine when he went home there. Or he was just like that move when he got him out. And obviously Dee leaving Austin out of that plan was definitely necessary. But like I never really cared for him on the season. But yeah. Next up, Julie. Apparently it was quite clear that she was never going to win. And it's like a lot of players were like, she's such a big threat. And from what it was being edited, shown to us, shown to me, it's clear she wasn't going to win. Let's talk about next up. Let's talk about Katurah, who's a lawyer, and I liked her. I think she, like, besides Dee at the end, like I think she could have had the next best shot, but obviously, it's kind of sad for her. I liked her on the season. I really did. Next up, Jake. Come on, he got screwed so many times. I felt so bad for him when he broke the challenge at the end. Like, obviously, he kept trying to make these moves and just kept failing every single time. Austin, let's talk about Austin. It was quite clear he was winning. Come on, I just never really cared for him. I really never did it. I never really cared for him. And obviously, he almost won. It was a 5-3 vote, which is kind of interesting. But honestly, I don't really have a lot to say about him. I don't really care for him in the case. But I do think if there was a tie, I think Jake would have voted for him to win. So that's something. Dee. Let's talk about Dee. She won the season. I predicted it. Like, come on. Like, once Emily was gone, it was quite clear to me that Dee was going to win. Hands down. No questions asked, really. So, yeah. And now I do want to mention that they did bring back the auction this season, which definitely made me happy. I love the Survivor auction. It's such a fun character moment. And it's so... I really enjoy it. It's a fun thing for me to watch. And, yeah. All right, and there we go. That's the review. Now there were some crazy, interesting votes, I will say, across the season, but I like the season. Overall, I do think it's best new era season, but I do think that Australian Survivor Heroes vs. Villains is better than this season, and I think it's at the top. It's best reality show of the year, from in my eyes. And we'll talk about that in my year in reality TV video if I get around to doing it this time. We'll see. I'm really busy at the moment, so yeah. I'm gonna try and sneak out an Amazing Race 35 review, or like Amazing Race Australia Celebrity Edition review one of these days. I'm not even sure if we'll get around to it. Probably 35. I know, like, I released a post on like Christmas Eve talking about it. Maybe celebrity this Amazing Race Australia Celebrity Edition, but I think I'm gonna leave that until after. I got a new Chromebook. I'm not using it right now, but I'll get it when I'll probably get that set up, and hopefully I can start recording videos again and like doing Reddit reactions, like, because I really like that. And I had a comment a couple of months ago saying they wanted it back, and I want to bring it back. I really do. And then supposedly Brand Steel is coming out with Survivor Winners at War, which saying like we can bring back that series, which I do want to continue that series as well, doing Australian Survivor, Big Brother, and do Survivor Winners at War, and like Big Brother Canada. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff on there that I kind of want to do. I think it'd just be really, really interesting and fun. But there we go. That is my review of Survivor, or 45. Now, yeah. Thank you all for watching. As for another video, just stay tuned. I do want to talk about MCC a little bit here. I'm kind of debating whether to continue doing cast assessments. I think I will. If I'm I might, like, won't be a couple events I just skip out on. And if I'm just like, I'm gonna be really busy. I have a trip coming up to Europe coming up soon. I have very big things going on in my life. This is 2024 is going to be probably the biggest. Has so many huge things coming up for me to wear. I'm not sure if this is where it's going. I'm not sure where the channel is going to lead to at this point. But we'll see where that ends up. But yeah. Anyways, that's going to be the live stream here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later. Bye, everybody.